We are live here on Saints Now by Chat Sports. As always, I'm your host, Trizzy Trace Girouard. Thank you so much for tuning into today's video. As always, got my guy, Loco Lopez, on the ones and twos. Let me hear a Who Dat from you if you are tuning in to our live program. I already see a $10 super chat from my guy, Curtis. We'll pop that up here momentarily. But I want a Who Dat train rolling in the live chat. Give me some Who Dats. I see Mikey, Jaden, Raquan, Doty Vision. I see Jaden. He's hanging out as always. Jerry G, Ethan, Curtis. Shout out to you, brother. Merlin, Ethan, Jaden, Anthony. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Chriselle is giving me a Who Dat. Who Dat from Curtis. Terrence Who Dat. Mikey Who Dat. Slim South Who Dat. Jaden. Catch Jaden. Who Dat to you, my brother. Demetrius Joseph. Lower 9th Ward all day. I bleed black and gold. I bleed black and gold too, my man. Thank you for tuning in, Demetrius. Hope you're having a wonderful Thursday, my man. Angel, good to see you. Doty says, I'm at work. May not be able to watch the whole thing. Whoop, whoop. Whoop, whoop. Is that it? Did I do it right? Whoop, whoop. Ronald, good to see you, brother. Give me a Who Dat in the chat. Make sure you give me a Who Dat. And make sure you show my boy Curtis a little bit of love. He says, Rattler needs a win. Curtis, I could not agree with you more if I wanted to. So, Curtis, shout out to you, brother. Thank you for your $10 donation. I'll tell you what, if somebody wants to match Curtis, his $10 donation, I think Lopez and I have earned a beer. We have been working our tails off. We've been coming into the office every single day by 8 a.m. sharp. Here, no questions asked. I've been asking him to do a lot of crazy things. And you know what? Today, it's Thursday, but at the office, it is our Friday. So if somebody wants to match Curtis a $10 super chat, not only does it get me a beer, it gets my guy Loco Lopez right above me. Now, you'll get him a brewski as well. We've been working hard. We've been grinding. Help get my boy a beverage to get the weekend started. $10 super chat. Huh?
I would love a beverage.
A nice, just a chilly beverage just to get the weekend started. Nice little frothy beer. Gotta have it a little
Friday.
cold. Oh, it's the best, man. Nothing like an ice cold brewski to get you started on Thirsty Thursday. $10 super chat. I will go and grab a beer for not just me, but for Lopez as well because.
And I think we actually have actual beers.
Yeah, we have actual beers. We don't have to do Happy Dads. We can drink some like Coors Lights or Miller Lights or whatever. We can drink real beer like an adult. What up, Courtney? Good to see you. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Keep giving me Who Dats in the chat. I see Rally or really a preacher. Good to see you. Who Dat said they're going to beat them Saints. And even when they think they win, we won. LOL. Rattler is now believed in. Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. The narrative around Spencer Rattler has very quickly shifted. He was viewed as the worst quarterback in the league. The Saints were viewed as the worst team in the league. Now that couldn't be further in the truth. I see it on NFL Live right now. They're discussing Mike McDaniel potentially getting fired. You know who's not getting fired? Kellen Moore. You know who fires their head coaches? The worst teams in football. Especially in week 3. If you're firing your head coach in week 3, it's because you're a shitty football team. Sorry, Rolly. But here we are, New Orleans Saints. They're a type of bad that's at least entertaining and that's at least fun. I'd rather be Saints bad than Browns or Giants or Dolphins type bad. I would or Bears, for the love of God. Ben Johnson, Caleb Williams.
Fix it.
I mean, come on. It's ridiculous. Like, I'm glad that we're at least the type of bad that's entertaining and fun. And at least it's like, well, we knew we were going to be bad, but like, it's really not all that bad. Like, we're living the dream. Oh my God, it could be immensely worse right now. We could be talking about firing our head coach. We haven't done that yet. It's pretty great to be a Saints fan. Rhett, good to see you. Thank you for your $10 super chat, Lopez. Would you mind going to grab a couple beers?
Beers. Up, yeah. Throw them on
there. Take yourself off and make sure and grab me.
Any certain beer you're looking for?
If we have a Coors or a Miller, that'd be like a light beer. That would be awesome. But if we have like if all we have is like those schmancy beers or Happy Dads, then bring me a Happy Dad. But I'd prefer a light beer if we have one.
I'm gonna have to check those.
Cool, yeah. We're gonna go get some beers for us. What time is it? We're at least 2 minutes in. Yeah, we're 2 minutes into it. Fuck it. If we want to make this a happy hour, we can. I have no plans tonight. My girlfriend has plans with her friends. I was gonna go to the gym tonight. But instead of working out my muscles, I could work out my drinking muscles. We could do that. We could have just a party if we wanted to. That'd be pretty fun. Injury news is coming in from media. Ross Jackson, Nick Underhill, Jeff Duncan, Luke Johnson starting to report some attendance notes from Thursday's practice. Trevor Penning, the left guard, he was available and participated. Right tackle Talese Fuaga, offensive guard Dylan Radins, edge rusher Chase Young, wide receiver Trey Palmer did not participate. Hunter Deckers back onto the practice squad. Cedric Wilson off the practice squad. So there's the latest roster updates around you guys and some new information around the injury front. Lopez running to grab a couple of beers. Rhett, let the good times roll. I appreciate you, Rhett. Hey, fist bump, brother. Fist bump. Fist bump. I see people shouting out their city. Let me know where you guys are tuning in from. Where are you hanging out? Shout out your city. Rhett saying Coors is water. Yeah, it is. It is carbonated water at that point. But hey, still get you buzzed, which is fun. I also have had such a change of like desire in the beers that I like as I'll say this, as I've gotten older. I mean, technically I am older than I was when I was in college, but I'm still 26 years old. The beer taste has evolved so much. Like, I used to just like, I'm like, if it's beer, I don't care. I will drink whatever canned alcoholic beverage you give me. Everything tastes good. Or at least everything I could taste. And I could like it and enjoy it. But now we're at the point where it's like, no, I really hate some drinks. And I really love others. It's funny how life evolves, and so does your palate for the beverages and the food you like. I see Baltimore, as always, from Queen Courtney, New Orleans, or Baltimore by way of McKinney, by the way. Slim South in New Orleans, Pecan. I see PTL. Merlin, appreciate you for tuning in Denver. Raquan, Nola, Crystal, shout out from Poland. Poland! Dude, that's sick. Shout out to you for hanging out with us. Who Dat Worldwide, Aberdeen, South Dakota, Gulfport, Mississippi. Shout out to Jerry G. I'll drink wine sometimes from Queen Courtney, and Michelob Gold's only for me from Doty. Speaking of Doty, by the way, Rhett and Curtis, thank you. Cheers to y'all, fellas. Just so you see, the mountains are blue. The mountains are blue. It's a good day for a good day here. Oh. I'm going to be honest. Oh.
That's good.
That's good. That's what the doctor ordered for a Thursday right before the weekend. Oh.
So I missed out while it was going. Are we doing happy hour now? Is this a thing?
We can turn it into a happy hour. We can. Here's what we'll do. We got the beer started for $10. Should we do every time a 20 gets sent in, it's another beer?
20 total or
20 anytime we get 20 should we do anytime there's a $20 super chat that gets sent in, it's a new beer, because we'll get a bunch of these 10s. I think we'll get a bunch of these 10s, so I'm trying to think of how we can make this fun. Guys, help us have some fun here. What should the deal be for happy hour? Because we want to make sure you guys are having a good time, and we want to make sure we're having a good time. What we can do, here's what we'll do. I'm going to set a 5-minute timer. I'm going to set a 5-minute timer, Lopez. Any $10 super chat that we get within the next 5 minutes, that's a beer.
That we have to finish
before we sign off. So if we get 5, that's 2.5 beers total.
Oh, so
because it's no. It's one. $10 is one beer. So like after this one, so we'll start the timer in a moment. Hold on, timeout, pause. Don't do it yet. But when the timer starts, let's say Queen Courtney sends in a 10. I got the first beer, and then let's say Mikey sends in another 10. Then that's your beer. Okay. And then Jerry G sends in a 10. So that's mine. So like we can do at $10 just adds a beer to the table, and we just have to crush beers. We could do that.
Don't tell me with a good
crush some
time.
beers. Alrighty, we'll set a 3-minute timer because 5 minutes is a little long. 3 minutes, starting now. Any $10 super chat over the next 3 minutes is a beer that we have to finish before we sign off on the live show. And we will hang out until our beers are done. For the next 3 minutes, any $10 super chat, that is a brewski that Lopez or I is going to have to drink.
Honestly, it helps. I was going to get a head start, or I'm getting a head start. I was going to do this at home anyway.
Yeah, I mean, we already getting a head start on all this. It's been pretty fun. Jerry G says, yours truly currently sitting at 706 subscribers. Jerry, keep up the good work, brother. Keep it up, man. Keep on keeping on. Jaden, already getting some mailbag questions in as well. If you do want to get in on the program, hashtag Saints, better yet, send in a super chat. If you do send in a super chat, you skip the line. We'll spend a little extra time on your question. Mikey, we'll go back to your super chat here in just a moment. But I want to make sure everyone else has an opportunity to get your thoughts, your questions, your trade ideas, analysis, opinions, anything like that. I want to give you guys an opportunity to get on the screen and share your thoughts to thousands and thousands and thousands of Saints fans that tune into our content every single day. So be sure to subscribe. Use hashtag Saints. Send in a super chat if you would like to be featured. Reminder, $10 super chat, and that is a beer that we have to start. Every $10 is a beer for me or Lopez. Mikey Taylor says, drink up. Y'all deserve it. Who dat? And I called that touchdown from Devon Vele last week. Mikey, you did. You were calling your shots early, and you done hit the lotto on that one. You nailed it.
Who was it that almost had the final score of the preseason game? Was that also
Mikey? I think it was Mikey. I want to say it was Mikey. It was the what one was it? It was the
Jags game when
yes, it was the Jags game when we had the pick and we should have had a field goal, and if we would have gotten the field goal, Mikey Taylor would have hit.
Mikey would have been on.
He would have been right. Oh my God, dude! I forgot how electric that was. I genuinely forgot. All righty. 60 seconds remaining. There's 3 beers. There's 3. 2 from DeMar, 1 for Courtney. All right. Here's what we're going to do, Lopez. Are there beers in this fridge?
I actually did not check. I can
Let me slack somebody. All righty. 30 seconds remaining. 30 seconds.
Shout out to DeMar Dorr saying, drink up, boys. 1 for each of us.
DeMar. Here, I'll tell you what. We're at $65. If we can get to 100 before the first segment starts, I'll put on my gold Cam Jordan jersey, which I just got in the mail today.
You can match DeMar. He's wearing, it looks like a
DeMar.
Kool-Aid
Looks like
jersey
you're
in
rocking the
picture.
gold Forger, the gold Kool-Aid. That's fresh, dude. That's so fresh. By the way, I will. I have a gold Cam Jordan jersey. I would love to rock that. Some Blue Mountains, baby. Look at them mountains, ice cold and bright blue. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate you. Hey, Durham, were there some in this fridge right here? Yeah. Perfect. That's money. Oh, yeah. Thank you, buddy. Thank you. All righty. DeMar, 1 for me, 1 for Lopez. Courtney, yours is coming up next. I'm gonna go ahead and finish this one for the original $10.
Near the end of my first one, too. CTM, that's a great question. Great question.
Would I rather have Eli Apple or Isaac Yiadom? Let me put it this way. There ain't no burnt toast memes about Isaac Yiadom.
Would I rather have dog shit or dog crap?
It's a great point. It's a great point. Would you rather have dog shit or dog crap? It's a good point, man. It's a good point. It's a fair point to make. CTM, dude, that is a tough question. I'm actually gonna ask this. I'm gonna. Can somebody? I'm gonna take a screenshot of this. I'm gonna take a screenshot of this because I want to tweet this out here. Because I think that this is an interesting conversation here. Who would you rather have? Eli Apple or Isaac Yiadom? Dude, I'm going to be honest. I kind of hate them both. I really hate them both. It actually is like one of the more frustrating things in the whole wide world. I can't stand either one of them. I really can't. I'm going to ask Twitter. CTM, I'm going to take this to Twitter and see what they have to say.
Like, I feel feel like the one differentiating factor between the both of them is Eli Apple talked shit. Isaac Adams you don't hear much from him. He just sucks. Apple was talking crap and still sucked. Are you doing a Twitter poll?
No, I'm just tweeting out the photo, the screenshot of it. Alrighty, let's get into it. The 3 minutes is up. We need to let Quincy Riley eat. Michael, I put out a whole video of 4 young players the Saints need to take off the leash. Quincy Riley and Danny Stutzman were the 2 that I could not have agreed more. Hey, I want everyone to clap it up for Lopez. This was a video we filmed 2 weeks ago. Not 2 weeks ago, 2 days ago. And somehow, some way, he just knew that we were going to need this today. So shout out to Lopez. Best in the biz. No question about it. Michael Youngblood, you said we need to let Quincy Riley eat. I couldn't agree more. I have 2 offensive players, 2 defensive players. I would like to see the Saints unleash. Devon Vele, Mason Tipton. If you watch the whole video, I also mentioned Devin Neal, Kendre Miller as a couple offensive guys as well. But I think that these are some players that the New Orleans Saints definitely should unleash very, very soon. Alrighty, let's get into the very first segment of content. Saints Now by Chat Sports live here on the channel. My name is Trizzy Trace Girouard. That's my guy, Loco Lopez. We are bringing you guys some information, not updated. We have updates on the injury report I want to really quickly get you guys information on. Dylan Radins already has been ruled out for Sunday's game. He will not travel with the team. He has a toe injury. Trey Palmer was downgraded from a limited participant with the hamstring injury to a did not participate. And then wide receiver Devon Vele was not on the injury report yesterday. Today, he pops up with a limited participation designation due to a hip injury. So that is that. Dylan Radins ruled out. Devon Vele added to the injury report with a hip injury. And Trey Palmer downgraded from limited participant to a non-participant. That's the latest around the black and gold. My name is Trizzy Trace Girouard, and let's get after it. Yep. Alrighty, what's the first segment? Preview. We're previewing Saints vs. Seahawks. Oh, there's the trash can. All right. Let me just... Yeah, perfect. Alrighty. Let's do our preview right here, right now. So fresh, so clean. If you're excited to see the New Orleans Saints white helmets in action, they will be rocking those puppies on week 1. Week 3. Drop a like on today's video. Let's get into the content. You're here! We will make sure we get you... We'll pop up that super chat here momentarily. We'll celebrate and do some drinking here momentarily, but I want to talk about some football. Actually, is his super chat in? If it's loaded, we can put it up. If not, then we'll just come back to it in a moment. Yahir says, Rattler's the franchise quarterback. Get Ruiz the hell out of New Orleans. Defensive backs are absolute garbage. Alontae Taylor needs to be traded or cut. Defensive and offensive line need a lot of work. I think that Alontae Taylor has not been a problem, actually. Tackling week 1 was a little weak, but he also had a super-duper clutch sack in week 1. Week 2, I didn't think he was much of a liability. Like, I don't think that... No, Alontae Taylor has not been the problem. So if you're going to cut or trade somebody, I think it's Pete Werner. Like, and by the way, you're not cutting any of these people. You're going to trade them away. Your opportunity to cut these guys was at roster cutdowns. You would look to trade them at this point. If you want to just cut people because you don't think they're good, there are repercussions to cutting these players. You lose a lot of money if you cut them at this point in the league. So, yeah, I'm not going to say cutting anybody right here makes any sense. Trade them away? Fuck it. Sure. But we're not going to be doing this whole cut people right here, right now conversation. That doesn't make any sense. You hear, though, I will say, like I said, Alontae Taylor was not the issue, so I disagree with your point here. Defensive backs, they have been bad. They haven't been amazing. They've been okay. Have to consider the facts that Julian Blackmon was playing hurt in week 1, didn't miss a snap. Week 2, rookie Jonas Senker played. I thought he was actually pretty solid. And Justin Reed, I don't think has been a liability either. So, like, I don't think the safeties have been much of an issue. I think Isaac Yadam's been a problem. So I agree with you. He needs to get off the field. Put Quincy Riley in. Kool-Aid McKinstry could be playing better football, but week 2 wasn't targeted all that much. So that tells me that they didn't want to test him. And, the defensive line needs to be a little bit better. For what it's worth, though, that's kind of a crazy statement considering Carl Granderson's #1 in sack production in the league. Did you know that the New Orleans Saints have the person with the most sacks in the entire league? Tied for the most sacks in all of football. Did you know that? Look at the sack leaders. Carl Granderson, tied for first. So, yeah, I think that they need some work, but I also think they just need to get healthy. Chase Young needs to get on the field. Cam Jordan's been playing fine. Carl Granderson's playing lights out. He says, I did see that. So, the offensive line needs to be better. Still not enough pressure being put all game. Carl Granderson's #2 in pressures. He's tied for second in pressures.
Hold up. Moose sent something the other day that was...
Huh?
Moose sent a chart the other day. I can try and pull it up.
Yeah, pull that up. I see what I see what you're saying. The rest of the line. Yeah. It's, sure. It's also week 2. To say, let's cut or trade all these people because they suck when it's week 2, I just, kind of have a hard time jumping on that train. I'm not saying you're wrong and they need to play better. They do, but you also have the #1 sack artist and the #2 pressures in all of the football. So, not really going to say that they're doing horrible. If they were doing horrible, they'd have 0 sacks. They'd have zero production in that regard.
Yeah, I'm looking at the chart right now. They're about league average.
You hear saying Alontae Taylor has always been irritating and always gives up huge plays and touchdowns. That's not true either. That you're remembering 2-3 plays in general, and you're also not really adding context to this situation. Remember, Alontae Taylor moves outside, inside, outside, inside, outside, inside, outside, inside. Now he's fully on the inside. So, he gets to really thrive in that role. Statistically, he is one of the most disruptive players for the last couple of years. He has been one of the most disruptive defensive players in all of the league, not just cornerbacks or safeties. So, again, you can be upset about a couple plays. I'm not telling you can't be, but I'm not going to shy away from saying that not all of this is true. Get Ruiz out of here, 100% agree with you. Alontae Taylor has not been absolute garbage. Defensive backs as a whole could be better, but I'm not looking to cut or trade away any of those guys. Maybe Isaac Yadam. Offensive line, they definitely need a lot of work, but again, #1 center in the National Football League, top producing sacks in the league, #2 pressures. It's just kind of... Just kind of saying. I'm sorry. Oh, you're pulling up a... Okay, yeah, here. Pressure efficiency for defense. Saints are literally league right in the middle. They are right there in the middle of all of it. The blitz rate, not very high, but they're getting a ton of pressures. So it's fair to assume the blitz rate increases, the pressures could also increase. So I'm just saying, Elliot, you hear, I love you, bro. You're my dog. You're my homie. But I disagree with you based off of my opinions and based off the eye test. Statistically, the numbers are going to disagree as well. I'm not saying you're an idiot, you hear. People in the chat are saying, bro, stop talking, this, that, and the other. I don't want you to, shy away from sharing your opinions. That's not it at all. I just think I think that there is a lot of overreactions in this message. That's fair to say. We're fans. Fan is short for fanatic, and fanatics go crazy at the most minuscule things in the whole wide world. You and I are the same, you hear. I just, I wanted to take an opportunity to make sure I set the record straight here. We're going to get to that next super chat from Jay, currently stationed in Washington State. I'm taking my son to his first Saints game this Sunday. Dude, that's awesome. That's awesome. That is so cool, Jay. I hope you guys have a wonderful time, bro.
Something you will never forget.
Yeah, first Saints game is something your son will never forget. My first Saints game, unfortunately, was just a couple of years ago. But, man, that is really, really, really neat. It sucks that Taysom Hill isn't playing because Taysom Hill is the Seahawks destroyer. So that sucks. But, it would be fun to see him play. Congratulations, Jay. You're going to be headed out to your son's first Saints game. If you guys if you guys take any pics or whatever, feel free to tweet them or on Instagram or tweet them out on Twitter, post them on Instagram. If you tag me, we can show them on the channel sometime. So appreciate you for sending in that love, Jay. You're an absolute legend. You're an absolute legend. Fist bump to you, bro. Lopez is crushing his beer. Currently stationed in Washington State, and I'm taking my son to his first Saints game this Sunday. That's cool, man. That is so, so cool. I remember my first Saints game with my dad. That was one of the best weekends of my life, for sure. So appreciate that super chat. I appreciate you for tuning in, and I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. And as for this game, Jay, I'm going to give you a preview and things that you and your son need to watch out for in your first Saints game. I'm also going to give you my score prediction for this matchup. And I have keys to victory. Lopez has keys to victory. It's going to be a really, really exciting video. A lot of good information here on the channel, and we're going to break it all down on Saints Now by Chat Sports. My name is Trizzy Trace Girouard. Thank you so much for tuning in. Without further ado, let's break it on down. Lopez, I'm going to switch this photo out because we have updated info on the injury report front. So I'm just going to take this. It'll be the full screen photo. Yeah, put it in right. Okay, just dropped it in. That'll play. That works for me. Can you, do the crop and fit to box? And can you, align it? Oh, that's it. That's it. That's the one. That's the one. That's the one. That's the one. And that's the only full screen photo we have, right? Okay. Just make sure you zoom it back out if you do that. Okay, cool. I'll let you know if we need to do that, but yeah, we're chilling here. Saints fans, let's get into the preview. My name is Trizzy Trace Girouard. Let's have us some fun. Got my sponsor script here. Got this here. All right, let's get into it. Saints versus Seahawks preview. You're watching Saints Now by Chat Sports. It's time for our Week 3 preview. We're going to start off with Know Your Foe. Get to know the Seattle Seahawks, what happened last week, and what can the New Orleans Saints do in order to take them down at Lumen Field. We're going to dive into the latest injury news. The injury report has dropped. Already have a player ruled out. Some keys to victory, some score predictions, and it's going to be a really, really exciting video. For what it's worth, the New Orleans Saints are debuting the icy white helmets. Goodness gracious, these things are fresh. I think they are so beautiful. In my opinion, some of the best helmets in the entire league, arguably all of football at any level. If you're pumped up to see the icy white helmet football in action, these helmets, so sick. Drop a like, and for what it's worth, even if we lose, at least we'll look good doing it. Now, Week 2 recap. We'll get to know our foe in just a second. Let's know our own woes, if you will, because last week the New Orleans Saints suffered their second consecutive one-possession loss, this time to the San Francisco 49ers. Final score 26-21. The story was self-inflicted wounds, penalties, third downs, missed opportunities, dropped passes, missed field goals. I mean, the New Orleans Saints continuously prove they are their own worst enemy, and they continuously, week in and week out, show that they know how to beat themselves better than any other team out there. Spencer Rattler, want to say congratulations to him because he had a really, really good day. His first multi-touchdown game of his NFL career, finished the day with two touchdowns. He had two or three? He had three, yeah. He had 3 touchdowns, which was absolutely awesome, and did not throw an interception. Yeah, because he has 3 touchdowns on the season, 0 interceptions. Really excited for Spencer Rattler to continue to show good football. And then the defense On third downs, that was their kryptonite. Could not get off the field, especially on third and beyond the sticks, or 3rd and 7 and longer, really. But third and beyond the sticks was an absolute joke for the New Orleans Saints. Mac Jones had a crazy good day. He looked like he was Tom Brady in Kyle Shanahan's offense. It was absolutely a joke. Now, the Seattle Seahawks, they are coming off of a win over Aaron Rodgers and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Played in Pittsburgh. They walked into their stadium and walked out with a win. Jackson Smith in Jigba, Kenneth Walker, Sam Darnold, all three of those players on the offense had phenomenal outings. They outscored Pittsburgh 24-3 in the second half, which is why they were able to walk away with a very clear and very commanding victory. The defense yesterday has been, or not yesterday, the defense last week finished with 2 interceptions, 3 sacks. They limited the Steelers' offense to a total of 267 yards. And for what it's worth, context, Spencer Rattler had just over 200 yards of passing in week 2. So the Seattle Seahawks defense, Mike McDonald has absolutely locked in. Clint Kubiak is the OC for Seattle. So that's a familiar face to us Saints fans. Now, the injury report for week 3 has recently been updated. We're filming this on Thursday. We do not have the Seattle Seahawks designations in quite yet, but we have updates for the New Orleans Saints. A few ones that are notable. Dylan Radins, the offensive guard, has already been ruled out. He will not travel with the team. He suffered a toe injury. Talese Fuaga, for the second day in a row, did not participate. He's dealing with the knee/back injury. The back injury is the newer one. The knee injury was something that he was dealing with last week, but from what I understand, the back injury is really what's concerning right now, but he is also dealing with that knee injury for what it's worth. Chase Young has not participated yet again since Thursday of week 1, which is really, really frustrating. Trey Palmer, he was downgraded from a limited participant to a non-participant. Trevor Penning did practice for 2 days in a row, which is good news. Looks like he's trending in the right direction. He needs to get back out on the field ASAP. And wide receiver Devon Vele has a hip injury. He recently was added to the injury report, and he was a limited participant on Thursday. For what it's worth, of course, we don't know who all will be out, who all will be active until right before the game or even on Friday, but be sure to subscribe and turn on your notifications. That way you don't miss any updates, because if there is anything notable, we'll make sure that we inform you here on the channel. Now, Chase Young needs to get back on the field. I'm really, really frustrated because Chase Young is a player who's making $17 million a year. Signed a 3-year, $51 million contract this offseason. Was expected and signed to be the guy on the pass rushing unit. Was signed to be the alpha and be the leader and be the one who takes over in that regard. It's pretty impossible to take over if you're not playing. And I'm a firm believer, the best ability is availability. And by no means am I trying to sit here and say this is all Chase Young's fault and I hate him and I don't want him on my team. That could not be further from the truth. I don't think cutting Chase Young, I think trading him makes any sense right now. It just doesn't make any sense. What I will say is it's really, really frustrating when there's a player who has traditionally had some injury history play a full season last year, and then as soon as he signs a lucrative contract, you fast forward and he's not on the field. I'm not saying and I'm not accusing him of stealing money from the New Orleans Saints. I'm not accusing him of saying, I got my money, now I'm not playing. That is not what I am saying. I am simply stating that it is a frustrating situation as a Saints fan. I hope he can get on the field soon. I hope he can play fairly quickly, because originally this was believed to be a non-serious injury. He even laughed and, wrote off the idea of, hell no, this is not going to keep me off the field for a while. Well, we are now at risk of 3 consecutive weeks where he's not on the field, and it's starting to come to a point where it's getting really, really frustrating as a fan. Now, obviously, the New Orleans Saints are not going to be favored in this matchup. Lumen Field, one of the hardest places to play in the league, gets really, really loud when you are playing in front of the 12s. Seattle right now is 7.5-point favorites. I do think that the New Orleans Saints are a team that will be covering the spread. 7.5 feels like it's an easy spot for the New Orleans Saints to try to slide in there. I don't think they'll win, but I think that they'll cover. Remember, good teams win, but great teams cover the spread. And I'm here to tell you that the New Orleans Saints, for 2 consecutive weeks, have brought it down to the wire. I think this could be yet another week where the New Orleans Saints are able to keep this within reach for a victory. Now, I will encourage you to subscribe here to the channel. Saints Now by Chat Sports, we recently have picked up 174 subscribers just this week, which I think is pretty dang cool. Seahawks today, though. Shout out to my guy, Will Ortner. They're kicking our teeth in. 206 subs this week. I want you guys to know a little bit of inside information. I'm putting out another preview later in the week with Will Ortner. He had some, pretty crazy things to say about the New Orleans Saints. So help me prove that the Who Dat Nation is better than the 12s. Subscribe today and show off who is the better fan base in all of sports. Now, still to come, we have to dive into our keys to victory. I'm going to give you my keys to victory. Lopez is going to give you his keys to victory. And we, of course, have to dive into our score prediction. But really quickly, we got to tell you guys about today's presenting sponsor, and that is none other than Prize Picks, the #1 daily fantasy sports app in the whole wide world. This episode of Saints Now by Chat Sports, brought to you by Prize Picks. You and I, we make decisions every single day, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. Don't miss out on any of the excitement this season on Prize Picks, where it's always good to be right. If you download the app, use code CLNS, you can get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks puts their user first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. Prize Picks offers Venmo, Apple Pay, MasterCard, and more for quick and easy deposits into your account this football season. In terms of some projections I'm rolling with for this matchup, I got Chris Olave more on the receiving/rushing touchdowns. Same thing with JSN. I think both young receivers, both young pass catchers will be able to find the end zone. So I am going to try to lay some money down on these demon selections, meaning it's a little bit harder for them to hit, but the payout makes it so much more worth it. So go check out these picks, fade them, tail them, don't care what you do, just do it over on Prize Picks. It's the best way to win cash this football season. Which players are going off? Which ones are having bad games? Make your picks in less than 60 seconds and turn your ball knowledge into cold, hard cash. Download the Prize Picks app and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. All the information is available in the comments and description of this video. Shout out to Prize Picks. Run your game. All right, let's dive into our keys to victory. I'm going to bring on my producer, Loco Lopez. We're going to have a conversation just kind of talking about each of our keys to victory. I have 3. Lopez has 3. We normally only do 5, but I thought this would be a fun way for you guys to not just see what I think, but see what Louisiana native Nick Lopez has to say about this matchup. So first things first, Lopez. I think the New Orleans Saints, if they want to find a way to win, they need to stop beating themselves. The self-inflicted wounds are a huge, huge problem. And that isn't just limiting the penalties. It's getting stops on third downs. It's converting field goals. It's catching the passes when they come your way, especially if it's hitting you in the chest, going through your hands. Make the damn catch. Really not asking for too much there. Quit beating yourself. You got to stop being your own worst enemy, because this is a team and a roster that's just not good enough to continuously dig themselves out of holes. They can stick around and be scrappy and fight, but I don't think that this is a team that's good enough to truly take that step and be able to take over if they already are playing from behind in a deficit. Number 2, I think winning the turnover battle is big.
100%.
Dude, how many interceptions have we had? 0.
How many turnovers have we had in general? Has there been a fumble recovery?
There's been a fumble recovery, because remember, Demario Davis recovered a fumble on a strip sack from Chris Rumpf against the 49ers. True. But I don't think there was a turnover in week 1, if I remember correctly.
I don't think so.
I don't think there was a turnover forced.
It was a clean game for both.
Yeah, it was an overall very clean game for both offenses. Unless I'm misremembering, and I don't think I am, You got to win the turnover battle. The Seattle Seahawks, in case you guys didn't know, they force a lot of turnovers. Like I said, 2 interceptions against Aaron Rodgers. They have 4 so far in the season. New Orleans Saints got to find ways to turn the ball over. They got to find ways to get after it. And I don't know if that means they got to take out Isaac Yiadom and put in Quincy Riley, or if they need to bring more pressure, bring less pressure. I don't know what it is. But
they have to steal a possession.
You got to steal one at least. When you're walking into Lumen Field in Seattle, notoriously loud and difficult place to play, as the away team that is already at a severe disadvantage, you have to walk in and take away a possession, no questions asked. Otherwise, like I don't think I don't think you can win this game without forcing at least one turnover. And I'm not saying you have to force a ton of them. If you force one and we give 0 away, then that's winning the turnover battle. I think your odds increase. Exactly. So win the turnover battle, quit beating yourself, finish those drives too. Like that's the frustrating thing. Is when you get the ball back, finish the freaking drives.
Talk about that in mine.
Oh yeah, we're
talking about that in mine.
Oh yeah. Okay. This is the other one, stopping the run. The Seattle Seahawks. Really, really good rushing offense. Zach Charbonnet did not participate in practice earlier this week. Will Ortner, host of Seahawks Today, expert at Chat Sports of all things Seattle Seahawks. He said that Kenneth Walker, Zach Charbonnet, the rushing attack as a whole is one of those in Seattle that is a huge, huge factor in the offense. Clint Kubiak leaning on the run heavily. Obviously, Sam Darnold is one of those quarterbacks that, you know, depending on the week, can be really, really good. Could probably also not be that great. But if you can take away the run game and make Sam Darnold try to throw the ball, bring that pressure, he's not somebody who evades pressure that greatly. If he can stay upright in the pocket, he can do some good things. But if you can take away the rushing attack and you can bring pressure, then I think that it really, really helps out the defense in getting stops against Sam Darnold in JSN, Kenneth Walker, and the rest of that offense that does have a lot of firepower. Remember, Clint Kubiak is the OC over there, so he's going to be calling plays, and we all know he's going to want to run the football a lot. Last year, Alvin Kamara, most carries he's had in his career, most rushing yards in his career. They're going to run the football. They are going to run the rock. You got to stop it. Those are my 3 keys to victory. Quit beating yourself, win the turnover battle, stop the run. What do you think about those?
Kind of touched on that last stop the run one. One positive, Sam Darnold's not going to beat you with his legs.
Mm-hmm.
The Saints, kind of like LSU in the past, make a running quarterback look like the next coming Michael Vick, Lamar Jackson.
Yeah. Well,
Sam Darnold's not going to do that.
And here's the thing, is when you're putting on that pressure, you got to, like, get home. Like, I'm tired of seeing you get an arm on their shoulder, or you get an arm on them, and you grab their jersey, and then they slip away and have just enough time to hit the check down and run it for 12 yards because it's a broken play. Like, you got to get home, and you got to finish your dinner. Like, that's just the facts. You cannot win this football game if you are not doing that. And exactly to your point, Sam Darnold's not going to beat you with his legs.
No, he's not taking off.
No, and and I'm confident he's a player that if you hit him in the mouth enough times, you lay it on him a few times, he'll start getting scared. He'll start getting those twinkle toes, a little happy feet, and you can certainly do something with that. Lopez, 100%. I want to go through your 3 keys to victory next. I'm going to let you take the mic on this one and share your thoughts on this.
Keeping it simple with mine. Number 1, Rattler, continue to play well. Spencer Rattler has not been the problem with the Saints this year. He is not the reason they're 0-2. Continue that. We're not asking Spencer Rattler to be an elite quarterback. Just be the reason the Saints don't lose the game.
Give him a chance.
Yeah.
Just give him a chance. That's all I'm asking.
Play clean football, get about 200 yards, maybe 2 touchdowns.
Yep.
That's not asking for anything crazy. You're an NFL quarterback at the end of the day. You should be more than capable of doing that.
Yeah.
Number 2, get the offensive weapons going early. We haven't seen much from Chris Olave, Rashid Shaheed just yet. Mm-hmm. The offense needs to be a little bit more aggressive. I want to see a couple more deep balls down the field.
Yep.
Make that defense scared.
We need a big explosive play. Yeah. You need to take the top off and really like open up the energy of the offense. And I think you bring up a really, really good point. We got to get 1,000 or 100-yard receiver in one of these games.
We haven't even been close.
Haven't even gotten close. So, of course, you put a little bit more clean and consistent football out there, that naturally solves itself. But you need your playmakers to make plays. Yeah. Like Chris Olave, 0 touchdowns this year. Rashid Shaheed had that insane one-handed catch, and he had the touchdown, which has been great. But like
they didn't attack deep after that.
We have not seen
first play last week. They go deep.
We haven't seen the deep. We haven't seen the deep ball connect. It feels like he threw that interception to Will Johnson, got called back, and Rattler got scared. I don't know if it was Rattler or Kellen Moore or who, but somebody within the team and then within the offense got scared and was like, "We're not doing that anymore." And I'm like, "That's actually."
That's not how that works.
No, you should be doing that. Anyway, I'll let you keep going.
And then, last but not least, we cannot leave points on the board. This has happened way too much. Kind of like you were talking earlier. We're not finishing.
Yep.
If we're getting in the red zone, get a touchdown. I know it's the NFL. It's not always going to happen, but If that doesn't happen, make the field goal.
Yeah.
Blake Grupe has not been great.
Oh, my God.
We've left points on the board. Dude. Whether it's end zones or red zones that we're not getting in the end zone, or we're getting past the 50 and we're not kicking field goals.
Yeah.
We're leaving points on the board.
You cannot leave meat on the bone, especially against teams that are better than you. And most teams, newsflash, are better than the New Orleans Saints. So
they don't have the talent to play this far from behind. It's impossible.
No, I totally agree with you. And I think that if the New Orleans Saints, like I keep revisiting the Week 2 matchup, how different would that a game had they connected on that Chris Olave touchdown?
Blake Grupe makes
How different would they have been if Blake Grupe made his field goal? Like, it's frustrating. I'm with you. I like these keys to victory. If you have a key to victory that you want us to know, get in the comment section, share your thoughts, and drop your score predictions as well. We're going to give you our score predictions here in just 1 second, but we're going to give you an opportunity to sound off. Saints at Seahawks, Lumen Field. I'm going to give you my score prediction, and then Lopez, I'll give you a chance to say yours. I'm going to go with the Seahawks winning 28-21. I pride myself in being a diehard fan. I pride myself in being optimistic about this team, but I also pride myself in being real and keeping it 100. And so I'm never, ever going to waver from what I believe to be true. My opinions can change. That is life. I think right here, right now, at the time of filming this video, the New Orleans Saints will not win this matchup. What about you, Lopez? I see you also have a similar sentiment.
When we roll in here on Sunday, I'm going to be going for the Saints 100%. Do I think they win? No. Do I think they keep it close? Yes. We talked about this last Sunday. The Saints are going to be a heart attack team. I think in this 24-20 loss that I'm predicting, they're going to get another chance at a game-winning drive.
I really like that. The heart attack team makes total sense. Both of these one-possession losses. I see the live chat already going, I can't believe you picked against us. Hey.
We're cheering for them.
I'm rooting for them. I want to win, but I'm a realist, and I'm going to keep it real. I just don't think we are.
I'd love to roll in here on Sunday and watch the Saints win by 100.
Hand to God, I would love to be wrong. Yeah, I would love to be wrong. How great would it be, Lopez, to see the Saints win 40-0, 50-3? How awesome would that be? It would be amazing.
I'd love it.
But I'm not. I just don't see a world. I don't think are going to happen. A lot of people flaming me in my live chat. It'd be like that. If you disagree, feel free to get in the comment section. Tell me how dumb I am. But I'm here to tell you, I think that Lopez and I might be right at the end of the day. Now, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Join us live on Saints Now by Chat Sports. We will be going live on the channel 1 hour before kickoff. Actually, it'll be 1 hour and 5 minutes because game starts at 3:05 Central Time. We'll be live at 2 p.m. Central Time. We will see you guys there. Pre-game show, live watch party, play-by-play, all that fun stuff. And then afterwards, we'll get into our post-game content as well. My name is Trizzy Trace Girouard. For my guy, Loco Lopez, y'all stay golden, and we'll see you next time. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. Tevin getting mad that I said, he said, I am too, but F that, son. He said, don't worry. Apologies will be in the chat next week after the game on Sunday.
Hey, if we're wrong, I will.
Yeah, I want to be wrong.
I will apologize.
I want to be wrong, but I just don't think I will be. And for what it's worth, I want it on record. The last 2 weeks, I projected the Saints to win, and I was wrong. So you should be rooting for me to be wrong. You should be thanking me for picking the Saints to lose. Because now, based off history, the Saints will win. So you're welcome. I did it.
Big brain.
Spam Trizzy. Spam Trace. I did it. It was all me.
Can we do the whole game in our...
No. We cannot do that. Maybe. Probably not, though. Mad Drummer is saying you're growing the beard back. Just the stubble right now. I'm probably going to shave it 1 or 2 more times to rock the stash, but right now, just keeping it the stubble. But I'm going to shave it again before game day because we'll do at least 1 or 2 more game days without a beard. And then we'll, if it continues to go poorly, then we might just go ahead and get the beard back.
Bring it back.
Mikey says, I have a bet for you if you accept it. I'm not accepting a bet that I don't know what it is.
I'm intrigued. Let me know.
I want to hear the bet, But I'm not accepting a bet unless I know what the bet is. That's not something I do. Jerry's saying prove them wrong in the chat and put Saints win in the chat.
Please, I would love them to prove us.
Yeah, I want them to win. I would love to be wrong. I don't think I will be. I think we'll come back and say, Trace knows ball. Trace, what happens if Drew Brees would have never retired? Well, we would have a pretty shitty quarterback right now.
His arm
literally, he may not be able to throw a check down. Drew Brees may not be able to throw a check down. If he never retired, right now we would have the worst quarterback in football.
No, the Bears still have Caleb Williams.
Yeah, that's true. Bears still have Caleb Williams. So we'd have the 31st quarterback in football. And I love Drew Brees. I'm the biggest Drew Brees fan out there. But if you think at this point in time in his life he could still spin the rock, I don't know what to tell you.
Might go home and watch some Drew Brees highlights.
Huh?
Might go home and watch some Drew Brees highlights.
Yeah, honestly, I might go home. If I have enough of these beers, I might go home, put on my Saints Snuggie, take my socks off, get a little weird, watch some Drew Brees highlights. Maddie's not home tonight, so it's just me and the dog. And me and my dog might watch Drew Brees highlights. Fun fact, a couple of weeks ago, sorry, I have a cut on my arm. A couple of weeks ago, Maddie was working like all weekend she was doing a photo shoot or whatever. And so I left because I had to go run some errands. And when I came back, Maddie, she texts me, she goes, "Why is the dog watching old football games?" And I said, Nah. That is not just any football game, lady, Ms. Lady. That is the New Orleans Saints winning the Super Bowl over Peyton Manning and the Indianapolis Colts. So it's not just any freaking football game. And it was honestly cinematic because when I walked in, 2-3 plays before the Tracy Porter pick six, like, oh my God, I walked in, I was like, dude, I was explaining it to Maddie how important it was and why I had it on and how my dog needed to get educated. And then I go, I mean, you have no idea. Like, literally, in a few seconds, this is going to happen, in a couple plays, and then it happened. I go, see, look, greatest play, greatest moment in football history ever. Argue with a brick wall, all in on it. But anyway, Zach says Derek Carr should not have retired. Anyway, if the Saints get 2 interceptions, will you send me one of them sick Saints hats? If they don't get 2, I'll give you a $50 super chat. I will have to check with the bosses and see if I can make that deal. For what it's worth, those are those hats. I'm gonna have to see if they still have them in stock. By the way, because when I went and got one, I have Daniels right here because it hasn't been shipped yet. But I have Daniels. It's literally the shipping request is in. I just have to drop it with our department. Yeah, I would love to send you one, Mikey, but I got to make sure we still have those hats available. If they're not available, I don't want to do that, but send him yours signed. No. Mere comment, I am not sending him my hat. I wear that hat every day. I wear that hat almost every single day. Mikey, and if there were anybody I would send that hat to, it would be Mikey Taylor. I want that on record. If there's anyone I were to send a hat that I loved to, it would be Mikey. But I am just not in the camp of sending away my favorite hat. Maybe in a few months when I stop wearing it, but dude. Yeah, you said, I know. I watch all the videos, bro. Mere comment, that hat gets worn all the time. Like, I can't get rid of that. It's so fresh.
That hat sees the field.
Huh?
That hat sees the field.
Yeah, that hat has seen the field. In case you guys were curious, couple roster updates. Saints brought back Hunter Deckers onto the practice squad, and they released Cedric Wilson. So there is that information. Trace, are you concerned about Chase Young? A little bit. I'm definitely a little concerned. Sorry, dude, this cut is like itchy. I'm definite. Okay, Trace, fair enough, and thanks, my guy. I appreciate it. Yeah, Mikey, I'll DM you. I got you on Twitter. I'll DM you, bro. I'll let you know if I find a hat. If they don't have one, I can't control that. I don't manage the stock at the local hat store at the mall. But
I can't believe you don't do that.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that insane? It's not my responsibility. Alrighty. We got to get into our second segment because we only done one of these.
Oh, wait. I was about to get something there for you.
Should we bring back Jameis Winston? Zach Wynn, use hashtag Saints, and we'll get that on the show. If you guys have any questions or hot takes, use hashtag Saints and Okay, so I made this meme. And anytime Kellen Moore has an update around Hunter Deckers, you guys can see it. It's in the details here. The meme is in the details because you can see Kellen Moore's face over Cookie Monster, where the cookie dough was, the spoon that he's lighting. You guys know where this is going. That's Hunter Deckers. And then the cookie dough, that says Hunter Deckers too. So it's all in the details here. And I thought this was really funny. And I'm just going to go ahead and let you guys know anytime there's Hunter Deckers gets signed or cut or signed or cut or signed or cut, this picture is going to be either posted on social media or used on the video. So there you go. Curtis asking when is Taysom Hill due back? He can return after week 4 from the PUP list. That's the earliest he can return. However, I do think that it will be a little bit closer to November. Remember, it's a torn ACL, suffered December 1st, 30-plus years old. You're not just trying to get back to I can walk around and use my leg. You're trying to get back to football shape, and that's very, very different. I do expect him to return from injury. I do expect him to be a contributor on the offense for what it's worth. Yeah, so there we have it. Let's get into it. I have some really interesting stats to tell you guys about. We've been live for almost an hour and have done one segment. This feels like a Seahawks live show. We're going to churn and burn here. Crystal, what college football games are you interested in this week? There is not a one that I care about, except for my Hogs. My Hogs are playing Memphis, and it's a little bit of a personal matchup. The quarterback at Memphis, named Brendan Lewis, he actually was the quarterback that my little brother was snapped the ball to his first year of varsity over at Melissa High School. So that's kind of a cool one. It's like, personally, for my own sake, I'm really excited about that matchup. I will say this CFB slate stinks. Best games, it's Indiana, Illinois, Auburn, Oklahoma. It's kind of it.
Next week, though.
Next week is awesome.
Hell of a week.
Next week is awesome.
Next
but
week, ass will be glued to couch.
Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure. Mirror comment says, Trace, is it bad that I watch the live shows but get sad because I have no videos to watch for the week now? Well, for what it's worth, Mirror comment, you will also have content that gets filmed throughout the week. You should have one video a day that isn't from our live shows. So you should have one video, at least one piece of content every single day, because we post 2 videos a day now. You should have one video every day that isn't from a live show, so it will be new and updated content and whatnot. Use Mason more. Mario is saying we need to run the ball more and use Mason more. Mere comment. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you.
Oh, yeah, Tulane will.
Tulane, Mississippi. That's going to be a fun one.
That'd be fun.
That's going to be a fun one.
Let's go Tulane.
Mad Drummer says, I literally sit at night and watch all Saints videos from the week at work after a nightcap. That's electric, dude. DeMar, that's a good joke, too. That's a great joke. All righty. Cheers.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I have to get a third one after this because you're on 3 already, huh?
Yes.
I believe the last 2 10s. I need to get a third one after this.
Party. All righty. The Saints have a hidden gem on their roster. I'm going to tell you who it is. They have the best pass rusher in the NFL according to statistics. Believe me or not? We'll break it on down. Can you take you off? Thank you. Let's break it on down here on the show. Zach Whitney, yeah, John Mateer, dog. He's good. Let's break it on down. Lopez, whenever you're ready, my friend. Saints have a hidden gem on their roster. The New Orleans Saints have a hidden gem on their roster, and I'm going to explain to you what I mean in this video. Would you believe me if I told you one of the best edge rushers in the entire league is rocking black and gold? Big Grando, number 96, all about him. If you want the New Orleans Saints to beat the Seahawks this week, get Spencer Rattler and Kellen Moore their first win, and get back on track this season, I need you to do one thing and one thing only, ladies and gentlemen. That's hit the sub button. Lock us in, turn on your notifications, and subscribe today because we believe in sub for dubs. We will be live, by the way, for this matchup, so I hope to see you guys there. Now, did you know? I was doing a little bit of research today, and I came across some really interesting information. Edge rusher Carl Granderson. He is currently tied for first in the entire league in sack production with 3.5. He's also tied for second in quarterback pressures. Granted, it's only week 2. We're entering week 3. Thursday Night Football is being played tonight. Filming this video, filming this as a part of our live show on Thursdays. So depending on when this gets posted, we're now in week 3. I understand it's still early in the season. However, you cannot sit here and tell me that he hasn't been good because Carl Granderson, not only has he been good, he has been downright and just outright phenomenal. Now, he is a hidden gem. Remember, Carl Granderson, he joined the New Orleans Saints in 2019 as a free agent, or as an undrafted free agent out of Wyoming. He signed a 2-year extension in 2022. And remember, in 2023, he also signed a 4-year extension after having a couple really good years. He's become a major factor for the New Orleans Saints defense, and he's been a big reason why this defense has been able to find some success. I want context to be added here. I'm not saying that the New Orleans Saints defense has been elite. I'm saying Carl Granderson has been elite. He's become one of the main guys in the Saints pass rush. And for what it's worth, considering the injuries that have been happening on the Saints defensive line and considering where the general scope of the team is, it's really nice to see one of the players on the Saints defense at the very top of the league in a major statistical category. Again, 3.5 sacks, 7 pressures this season, 4 tackles for loss, 13 tackles. He is already on pace to shatter all of his other previous numbers. 5.5 sacks in 2024, 8.5 sacks in 2023. That's why he was able to earn that 4-year contract extension. In 2022, 5.5 sacks, 13 pressures. He's been somebody who consistently has been a reliable pass rusher for the New Orleans Saints. And I will tell you right now, it's kind of crazy to say this out loud. I genuinely cannot believe that I am saying there is a New Orleans Saints player that is leading the league in sack production right now. Carl Granderson is one of the best pass rushers in the NFL based on statistics in this exact moment. Thursday, September 18th, around 4 p.m. Central Time. At this time, he is one of the best pass rushers in the league. If you don't agree with me, I'll prove you wrong. 2025 sack leaders. You can see on the left side of your screen all the people tied for first in the league. And then on the right side, you see everyone who is just below that at just 3 sacks. And then beyond this list, you have got a bunch of guys with 2.5, 2, 1.5, 1. List goes on all the way down to 0. Now, obviously, you see some really talented edge rushers here. You see Myles Garrett. You see Brian Burns. You see Byron Young, Harold Landry. Some really talented players here. Carl Granderson has been one of those guys that's been really productive, really reliable, and a really good timing and at a really good moment for the team. He's second in quarterback pressure. So not only is he bringing down the passer, he's getting after him and making the opposing passer's life a living hell. He has created problems, and he has been a nightmare for opposing offensive coordinators to have to game plan against. And it's really convenient considering the New Orleans Saints are down without their top pass rusher in Chase Young for the entire season. So I can't help but think, imagine when Chase Young gets back on the field. Fair to say Carl Granderson is only going to be getting better because now the offensive line is going to have to take into consideration not just Grando, but also Chase Young. So I think we are in for a very special season for number 96. Show some love to Big Grando. Type his jersey number down in the comments section. He has been playing lights out football, red hot to start things off. And if you are impressed with what he's done thus far, get in the comments section and show him some love. And like I've mentioned, this is all happening at an extremely convenient time for the New Orleans Saints. Obviously, you have a few things to consider. One of those being there's been some injuries that have already settled into the roster. The other one considering Father Time is undefeated, and eventually he does come knocking. Now, Cam Jordan, I want to give him a lot of credit here because he has started off this season red hot. 4 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, 1.5 sacks, and he's put up 2 pressures already. So he's been doing a really, really good job thus far. Again, only 2 weeks in, and he's playing decent football. The sack production, though, it's no mystery, has taken a dip over the past few seasons. And he's a player who's he is now in the midst of year 15, 36 years old. I hope when I'm 36 years old, I'm able to be looking as good as Cam Jordan for what it's worth. I understand he ain't the player he used to be, but still making a massive impact. And the impact doesn't necessarily isn't just limited to production on the defensive side of the football. He's also a mentor and a coach and a leader for the pass rushing unit, for the young guys on the roster, for the entire defense as a whole. I think he's somebody who is a tone setter. I think he's somebody who can help create and build a culture. And I think that him sticking around in New Orleans is a really, really good thing for this team. Again, I'm not sitting here saying he's the most productive, he's going to be the most productive guy this year. In Saints history, yes, but this year, no. That's going to be Chase Young, Carl Granderson. But the fact that Cam Jordan is getting older, the production has declined, still playing good football, but his role is now not just the leading edge rusher, not just the guy who goes and gets after the quarterback. It's also being a mentor. It's also being a coach. It's also being a leader. I think that this is really, really convenient timing. We're going to talk about Chase Young here in one moment. But, guys, we told you about these shirts a while back. They were $60. They dropped down to about $30. Guess what? The sale is back on. They are now $27. The price has dropped again. You, my friends, can get yourself some new swag. Chatsports.com/Saints sale. I made the link available in the comments and description of this video. So be sure to go get yourself some new swag, whether you want to work out or whether you want to sweat it out on the couch. This shirt is 100% what you need. Now, Chase Young, he obviously is dealing with injury. And continuing this conversation that Carl Granderson's emergence and takeover is happening at a really convenient time, again, you don't have your number one edge rusher. And so the fact that Chase Young, a guy who's making $17 million a year, hasn't been able to be out on the field, you would have reason to be concerned and reason to start hitting the panic button. But Carl Granderson has been playing phenomenal football. Like, legitimately, even if he wanted to, he probably couldn't be playing much better. I mean, he's tied for first in the league in sacks, second in pressures. And Chase Young, we haven't seen anything from him since the Thursday of practices in week 1. And so it's really, really frustrating to see Chase Young not on the field because exactly the point I made earlier, I can't help but think, how much better would this team be if he was on the field? I mean, last season, he was 7th in pressures, 66 total according to Pro Football Focus. He had 5.5 sacks. It's not amazing. But if you turn those pressures into production, that number skyrockets. And for Chase Young, he's somebody who has the pedigree of being the 2nd overall pick not too long ago. He's somebody who the New Orleans Saints invested in. And so if Chase Young isn't going to be available, thank God somebody else is picking up the slack. Thank God somebody's pulling the weight. And thank God somebody else is getting after the other quarterbacks. Because if you're not going to have anyone get after the quarterback, your defense is going to be much, much worse than it already looks. And it's going to ruin any sort of momentum and any sort of like good vibes you have going. It's going to kill all of that momentum. The word's slipping me, but it's going to kill all of your all of the juice you got going on your side of things. It's just frustrating that Chase Young hasn't been on the field. But I will say this, around Carl Granderson, I think that he is set for a big year. Because whether or not Chase Young is on the field, I still think that this is a player who will put up good production. I think he's a player who will have really, really good numbers. And I'm going to be honest, I would not be surprised if we see Carl Granderson finish this season with 10-plus sacks. Would be the first time in his career we've had a double-digit sack producer. Would be the first time in a while we've seen somebody have double-digit sacks. And I think Carl Granderson could 100% do that this year. I'm going to set the number at 10 total. So pick more or less. Let's have a little prize picks action for you. More or less, 10 sacks for Carl Granderson. Get in the comment section. I'm going to be spamming my mores. Appreciate you guys for tuning in to today's video, no matter where you are or how you're watching. My name is Trizzy Trace Girouard. Thank you for watching Saints Now by Chat Sports. Y'all stay golden, and we'll see you next time. Momentum. That's the word I was looking for. Momentum. I think I said momentum. I don't remember what I was trying to say. It kills momentum. It kills...
Momentum was one of the words you
the
threw out there, and you
energy.
said
I don't know. I don't know what I was looking for. That wasn't my best video. I'm going to be totally honest. I didn't love how I went about that, but I did think that there was a lot of good information in there. Appreciate you guys for rocking and rolling with us thus far. Time to get into our mailbag. How are we looking on questions?
Let's see. I know we had some super chats.
Vernell says, I just played Madden, and I had the same as the away team. I beat the Seahawks 34-13, had 4 interceptions. Alvin Kamara, 27 carries for 154 yards, 2 touchdowns, was the icing on the cake. Vernell, that's sick. Did you play or did you sim it? Because if you played it, I can see why you won, because you're probably good at Madden. I think you are a better Madden player than the Saints are a football team. Just going to put that out there.
If I put this up in the mailbag, will you go for 10 minutes, or can we...
No, I'll make this short. I'll make it short. I'll go piece by piece. That's so funny. If I put this up, will you talk for 10 minutes?
It was a good question. I don't know.
No, it's a great question. And I don't want to spend it all in one, because we have so many other great questions too. Zach says we're going to beat Atlanta this year. Damn right. We're going to smoke them. We're going to smoke that Falcons pack.
Jerry wants to know who we got in Thursday Night Football tonight.
Jerry, are you really asking who you got in Thursday Night Football?
Hell yeah. We're all picking the Dolphins.
Are you
brother.
seriously asking that? There's no way he asked that.
It's a hashtag Saints, but I didn't want to put it
Oh, he asked it earlier. Who do you have in Thursday Night Football?
I can pop it up.
Jerry. Jerry. Come on now. Come on. We all know who's going to win this game. It's not going to be close. Mike McDaniel and Tua Tagovailoa are going to score about 80 points tonight. I'm just kidding. Jerry, this is what we're going to call an ass kicking. I think that's a nice way to put it. I think tonight's going to be a bloodbath for the Dolphins.
I don't think this game will be on my TV tonight.
Yeah, for what it's worth, I might watch 2 drives of it. I'm a Josh Allen fan. I do love watching him play. I think he is just one of the best quarterbacks in the league, if not the best right now. It's going to get ugly, dude. Mike McDaniel might be fired tonight. Which, by the way, if anyone wants to tell you the Saints are the worst team in football, ask them which team is about to fire their head coach, and they'll say the Dolphins and be like, okay, there's the worst team in football. Answer their own questions. All righty. Hashtag Saints, send in a super chat if you would like to get on the show. Dodie, that's a good hot take there. What do you think of Quincy Riley over Isaac Yiadom for the rest of the season? I have a whole video about why I want him to start over Isaac Yiadom. Keith says the Bills are going to kill the Dolphins. Facts. Keith says we could beat the Hawks. They're not a great team either this year. They are number 1 in the turnover battle, or number 2 in the turnover battle right now.
They get a lot of pressure, so the offensive line is going to be tested.
Yeah, their defense is lights out. Like they get a lot of turnovers. They put a lot of pressure. Here you go. This is perfect. The blitz rate and the pressure percentage for the NFL here. You can see it on your screen. Up at the very, very top, most pressures with lowest blitz rate. So they're getting after the quarterback without even blitzing. most pressures and most blitz rate is the Broncos. The Panthers are dog shit. That's not new information. The Falcons are getting decent pressure, but they're blitzing a lot more, but they're not. It's not linear, and it's a little bit on the unproductive side, if you ask me. The Saints, they're not blitzing a lot, but they are getting a high pressure percentage. So the New Orleans Saints are in this really nice spot where there's some really, really good teams right here. I honestly don't think you want to ever be the total outlier in any of these because then there's somewhere else you're typically lacking in. And so I'm like,
I don't know, because if you're the Seahawks and you can get pressure without blitzing.
No, that's true.
That's
no,
very promising.
That's really, really promising. I totally agree with you on that. But I think whenever you have these like outlier numbers where you're the way out over here, you're way out over here, you're way down over here, there's normally a reason for that. There's normally like a why behind it. And I think the Saints, for the where they're at right now, what the team is, where the team is headed, all things considered, like being in this group with the Niners, the Eagles, the Patriots, the Rams, the Packers, Browns, Cardinals, Bucks, Texans, Chargers, like some of those are bad teams, but a lot Eagles, Rams, Packers, I think any of those three teams could be playing for the Super Bowl this year. It's good company to be in. Packers or Browns though, not good company because they stink. All right, let's get to the mailbag. We're diving on in. How many games is it? It's 17 games? Yeah.
Where are they? I'm trying to tell.
Where is that?
Gold State.
Oh, Charlotte.
Wouldn't have guessed.
Rice versus Charlotte. I didn't realize that was a game that would pull the ESPN broadcast to the stadium.
I guess on a Thursday night when.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Because Amazon does what's it called?
Yeah,
Thursday
you're
night
right.
football.
Because Amazon does do that. You're right. You're right. So they have to have some football to talk about.
And I think also MLB is on Fox tonight, so they don't even have baseball.
Oh wow.
I think the Reds are actually on tonight.
The Reds are on tonight?
Yeah, but we suck.
Oh no, we suck at games.
Yeah, we suck ass.
Y'all are booty cheeks. Is that what you're here telling me?
Yeah.
That's tough. I wish y'all weren't so bad. It'd be
I
a
wish
lot
that
cooler
too.
if you weren't.
Be amazing.
Who knows? Alrighty. Mailbag time. Tell us if Waga week 3 outlook murky. Missed practice again. Not ideal. If you guys are having a good time, make sure you hit the thumbs up icon, like the video, and subscribe to the channel. We're going to get into the mailbag here momentarily. Y'all have questions, I have answers, and I'm going to share my thoughts on each and every one of those. Alrighty. Let's party. Mailbag. Y'all have questions. I have answers. Let's break it on down. Let me take a sip of beer. Okay, Jay Malfair. I'm going to answer this question really quickly. He says, Seahawks fan here. The Saints are better than 0-2, but that's their record. What rookies can I look at who are potential breakouts for y'all? I mean, rookies, Kelvin Banks Jr., first-round pick, left tackle. Danny Stutzman, linebacker, but he hasn't played any defensive. Like, the rookies are not where you're looking for, Jay Malfair. Breakouts, yeah, or breakouts. I mean, you can't really call Chris Olave a breakout. He's first-round pick. They don't really break out. They just finally put it together. Olave needs to finally put it all together. Alvin Kamara obviously is a dog. He's going to do his thing. Rashid Shaheed, take into consideration him because he's a dog. Kendre Miller, that's probably one to keep your eyes peeled on. Kick returner and running back, he's nice. Defensively, Danny Stutzman, Quincy Riley, Kool-Aid McKinstry, Jonas Sanker at safety. That's a good one. He's a rookie. Trying to think of a couple other players. Spencer Rattler, just watching him continue to grow and continue to develop, like I guess you could consider him a breakout potential. Am I missing anybody, Lopez? Carl Granderson, he's our best edge rusher right now. Yeah, he's not young. He's in his second contract. He got signed in 2019, so he's not necessarily a young player. Yeah, Jay Malfair says Rattler's better than 0-8. Jay, you're a ball knower. You're a ball knower, my friend. Jay, if you haven't, by the way, if you're a Seahawks fan, we do have a Seahawks channel here at Chat Sports. It's my guy, Will Ortner. If you haven't checked it out, he's a huge Seahawks fan, does a lot of content just like I'm doing right now. He's actually live on Seahawks right now. So if you want to go check out our Chat Sports Seahawks content, diehard Seahawks fan covers the team for us. Search Seahawks Today in your YouTube, and you'll be able to find it. My guy, Will Ortner, he's bald, does a great job, former college football player, big fan of his. He's a homie of mine. So if you guys ever want content for opposing fan bases, odds are we have a channel for it, and you guys can always go check it out. But Jay Malfair, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for proving that you know ball, and I hope you check out. Okay, you're a member on Chat Seattle. Okay, cool. Good to know, Jay. Good to know. I wanted to just encourage you to go check it out if you haven't already. But, Jay, thank you for tuning in. We just did our preview a few minutes ago, so if you, scroll back, you can watch the whole preview. It was the first segment we did. Other thing that we can do, other thing that'll do is that video will go out in 30 minutes to an hour, so you can just check back in the channel tonight. The preview will be on the channel. You can also look on Saturday. I will have a video where me and Will are talking about the game in a preview. So 2 previews this week. You can check them out today in the next hour, or right now if you want to just rewind it about 30, 40 minutes, or you can also wait until Saturday, watch both of them back to back. So just wanted to give you that info, man. I hope you are excited for the game day, because I am as well. Let's answer some questions.
How your first description of Will. He's bald.
He's bald. Yeah, no,
that was the first thing that came out of your mouth.
He's tall, muscular, and bald. Yes, sir. Appreciate you too, my friend. Appreciate you too. All right, let's dive on in. Mailbag coming up here on Saints Now. It's mailbag time here on the channel. Let's answer some questions and respond to some hot takes from our subscribers. Every single week, we go live on Mondays and Thursdays at 3 p.m. Central Time, so be sure to subscribe, turn on notifications. That way you can be a part of the next live Q&A. First one coming in from a legend of our mailbags, Jaden Barden. Where do you rank the Saints right now in the NFL after 2 games so far? And F the Falcons and Falcons fans. Who dat? Alrighty, I am going to put them in more of a range just because it's kind of hard to give them an exact number. I would say anywhere from 23 to 26. I think 23 to 26, kind of the mid-20s is 20. I'll say 23 to 27. I think that's where they're at. Because I think in terms of teams that are worse, definitely the Browns. Definitely the Dolphins. I mean, shoot, they're about to fire their head coach if they haven't already by the time we post this. Mike McDaniel at risk of getting canned. So Browns, Dolphins, Giants, although they put up a lot of points, still can't win football games. I'd rather be a Saints type bad than the Giants or a Bears type bad where there's high expectations now. I'd rather be Saints bad where there's not expectations and you're playing surprisingly well than you're playing bad and your expectations that you would be playing better. Also, I think the Panthers are horrible. They're a worse team. I feel like I'm missing a few. Titans, yeah, definitely the Titans. I mean, so what? That's 5 teams, so 28 is kind of where that lands you. 27 is where it lands you. So I think around in that conversation is a good spot to put it. Appreciate that question, Jaden. Thank you for tuning in. In your opinion, do you think Rattler looks like he could potentially be our QB of the future? I think the question itself is, does he look like he could potentially be the QB of the future? I'm going to say yes, because the question is, could he potentially be it? He does look like he could potentially be the QB of the future. I think it's an interesting situation to monitor because obviously the Saints did draft Tyler Shuck in the second round. Jay Malfair saying I'd put the Raiders in the Bengals without Burrow might be, I don't know. Long story short, the Saints are not the worst team in football. I think that the Saints have done enough I think Rattler's done enough to continue to buy him more time, but that doesn't necessarily mean he's been elite. I think that there's this weird idea out there that if we're saying he's playing good football, we're saying that he is the best quarterback in the league. That's not at all true. And it's actually such a brain dead thing to be like, well, if he's playing good, he has to be the best, and you're an idiot because he's not the best quarterback in the league. It's like, okay, shut up, sit down, let me educate you. Spencer Rattler has not been the problem of the team. Spencer Rattler has actually been one of the bright spots of this roster. And if you hate that, there's clearly a deeper reason why, and it's not just because you want your quarterback to fail. No team should want their quarterback to genuinely fail. That's just ridiculous. Lopez, I'm going to bring you on because I could talk about this all day, but I think that Rattler has shown potential to be the guy. I'm not saying he is the guy. I'm just answering the question for what it is. Does he look like he could potentially be the QB? Yeah, I think he has looked potentially like a QB of the future.
I will say, coming into the season, I didn't know how much I was going to buy into Spencer Rattler. After 2 weeks, I'm not going to say I'm fully bought in. I'm a lot more comfortable.
That's a great point. It's like, and remember, everyone was saying he was the worst quarterback in football. Everyone was saying he was number 32. Other publications were not even including him in the quarterback rankings. Like they were just outright disrespectful to him. But you are clearly seeing that Spencer Rattler is playing decent football. Like he has not been he has had no moments where you're like, yeah, he needs to go, dude. He is not it. That hasn't happened yet. He's been okay.
People are gonna hate this word and they're gonna be like, oh, you're saying Spencer Rattler sucks. No. When I say this, he's doing what the offense is asking of him. He is a game manager right now for the Saints. Mm-hmm. He is not losing games for the Saints. Mm-hmm. He is rookie year Brock Purdy where the 49ers are letting him go and he's just not causing them to lose.
I don't disagree with anything you're saying. I mean, like, he has not been the reason that the Saints have lost games. Spencer Rattler actually has been part of the reason why you've been able to keep drives alive and keep things moving. He's used his legs well. He's thrown the ball well. I think they need to open up the offense a little bit more, encourage those explosive plays, get more of those deep shots. And I think all in all, this offense has been fine. And it could definitely be better, though. Like, I want it clear. I'm not saying that he has been amazing and there's nothing I would do differently. He's been good. He hasn't been great. He hasn't been elite. But he hasn't been terrible. And there's this narrative out there that he has been terrible, and I'm tired of it. Bayou Bandit, I think we should. Oh, and by the way, I already know people in the comments tying, you guys are just Rattler lovers. You know how dumb y'all sound when you say that kind of shit? It's so annoying. I think we should trade Olave so we can pay Shaheed and get a real wide receiver one. Okay. This one's kind of crazy. Like, I'll first open it up to you guys. Do you think Olave is a wide receiver one? Do you think he's a true wide receiver one? I think he can be. But I also think it's fair to say he might be more of a 1A or like a 1B kind of guy. Like, I think if you I think for him, Chris Olave, great stuff here, Lopez. I think Chris Olave, if you wanted to put this in Kellen Moore terms, is like Devontae Smith. And I think you need your A.J. Brown. Like, that's just in my opinion here. Is Chris Olave a wide receiver one material, yes or no? I think he can be, but we'll have to see. Should we trade Olave? Look, you picked up his fifth-year option. You're going to need to pay him at some point, but you do need to pay Rashid Shaheed at some point too. And so I'm in the camp of no, I wouldn't trade him yet. I probably wouldn't trade him at all. And you guys are going to hate me for saying this. I might revisit this, though, at the trade deadline. Like, let's say the Saints don't have a single win going to the trade deadline. I am not going to shy away from somebody offering a second or a third round pick for Chris Olave. Like, if that happens, I'm not saying I do it, I am saying I would think about it, though. I don't want to. I'm not vouching to trade him. And for what it's worth, I don't know if his trade value has gone up or down in the last few months, but I'm going to say I disagree. I don't think we should trade Olave right now. Maybe I revisit this at a later date. We'll have to see here. Alrighty, before we continue with more questions, comments, hot takes, and everything in between from you at home, we got to tell you about today's presenting sponsor, and that is Prize Picks, the #1 daily fantasy sports app in the whole wide world. Ladies and gentlemen, you and I, we make decisions every single day, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. I keep telling Maddie, hey, I love you. You're always right. Download Prize Picks. We can finally start making some money with you knowing things. You know, it's crazy how that works out. Don't miss out on any of the excitement this season on Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. For this weekend, I'm rolling with the fun little lineup. 2 demon selections. Chris Olave, JSN, both find the end zone once. Both of them make me some money. And I'm going to be rolling with these picks this weekend. If you want to fade them, if you want to tell them, don't care what you do. Just make sure you do it over on Prize Picks. You can check out projections for Spencer Rattler, Alvin Kamara, Blake Groupie, Carl Granderson, or any other player on the Saints roster. Prize Picks puts their users first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. They even offer Venmo, Apple Pay, MasterCard, and more for quick and easy deposits into your account this season. By the way, Prize Picks also offers injury reboots, meaning if one of your players leaves the game in the first half and doesn't return, Prize Picks will not count it as a loss. So download the Prize Picks app today, use code CLNS, and you will get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use that code to take advantage of the deal for Saints Now by Chat Sports viewers. Be sure to download Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. All that information is in the comments or description of this video. Okay. Hot take, Saints should also give playtime to Maliki Madaval. Okay, here's the thing. I actually, Chriselle, 100% agree with you. Listen to this. ESPN has Maliki Madaval listed at 6'8", 263 pounds. I'm going to do some research here. Jimmy Graham, Saints legend, player we all love. 6'7", 265 pounds. Did you just make a 6'7" joke? God, I can't do it with you guys. I can't do it with these young kids anymore, guys. All right, Jimmy Graham. 6'7", 265 pounds. Maliki Madaval, 6'8", 263 pounds. I think if you were to do anything, it would be give Maliki Madaval red zone opportunities. I think he needs to be on the field in the red zone. I think him and Devon Vele should be on the field. If not both of them are not on the field, what the hell are you doing? Like, those are your 2 tallest pass catchers. Why would you not put them on the field? Why would they not be out there? One of, if not both. And Juwan Johnson has some size too. He has the athletic ability. He is a former wide receiver, so he knows how to go and get the ball and climb the ladder and make those plays. But I'm here to tell you right here, right now, I could not agree with you more, Chriselle. Maliki Madaval needs to be getting looks in the red zone. What do you think of Quincy Riley starting over Isaac Yiadom for the rest of the season? Look, I don't think that Isaac Yiadom needs to be playing much more football, to be totally honest. So I'm going to bring up this point, and I want to make it explicitly clear, just because you could potentially get a comp pick, that is not a reason to make decisions. You do not make roster decisions based off of potential comp picks. I want that explicitly clear. I am not saying because you could get a comp pick, he needs to get off the field. That is not it. It is simply something to consider. It's something to think about. I would much rather watch a rookie go through growing pains than a 27-plus-year-old cornerback struggle. Because the rookie has upside, the rookie has playmaking abilities, the rookie has energy, swagger, confidence, and a lot of things that the New Orleans Saints defense is missing. And you're not getting that out of Isaac Yiadom. So I think that Quincy Riley does need to get on the field sooner rather than later. I'd like to see his snap count increase. I don't know if it's starting necessarily. I don't know if it's just getting more snaps. I don't care really what it is, but the Saints need to start reeling back Isaac Yiadom and letting Quincy Riley off the leash in that same sentiment. The Oklahoma Rattlesnake, Spencer Rattler's burner. Is Tyler Shuck's timeline being pushed back? So hold on. I have to kind of think about how I want to answer this, because my immediate reaction was, yeah, it is, because he's playing good football. But I also want to sit here and say, remember, Kellen Moore was very apparent with media and very straightforward, saying that Spencer Rattler was their guy for the season, and they're not going to do the whole back and forth thing. Rattler's the quarterback. Shuck's going to continue to develop. So I think for the game plan that Kellen Moore had, it always was Shuck sits and waits and develops so he can eventually take the field. I think that was always the plan there. But Rattler has been impressive, and he has been playing good football. So I think he's been surprisingly better than what I anticipated he would be doing. So I don't think it's absolutely outlandish to say that the timeline's being pushed back, but I also want to say, I think the timeline was always he will start later this year or next season, and Rattler was always going to get the starting snaps. I think that was always going to be the case unless Tyler Shuck absolutely ran away with it in the summer. Doty Vision, what up, brother? What up, legend? Do you think Devon Vele usage has been low because of him being added late, and his usage will be ramped up as he learns the offense? Last one on Vele, do you think he replaces Cooks at the wide receiver 3? All right, I'll go from 1, 2, and 3. Do I think that his usage has been down because he was added late? Yes. He needs to learn the playbook, needs to learn his assignments, needs to develop chemistry with the roster, but also with the quarterback. Number 2, usage will be ramped up as he learns the offense. Yes, I think that will continue to go up. I think every week we'll see more and more and more reps from him. For what it's worth, in week 1, was not a starter, didn't get a ton of reps. Week 2, he was out there to start the game, which is pretty interesting. Last one on Vele, do you think he replaces Cooks as the wide receiver 3? I do think that is where this offense is headed. Obviously, Brandon Cooks is a veteran in this league. Devon Vele, although he is not a young player in terms of his age, he's young in his experience in the National Football League, and I think that he is somebody who definitely will be more and more featured in this offense. Wide receiver 3, though, also want to consider maybe Jalen Polk. Remember, the Saints traded for him from the New England Patriots. He's on IR, won't be available till next year. So Polk / Vele, wide receiver 3, I think that's where this offense is headed. The Jonas brothers, not Jonas because it's Jonas Sanker. That picture's actually so funny, dude. Granderson will be top 5 in sack production this year. That's bold. That's awfully bold. Right now, he's tied for first. So I'm going to pull up the sack leaders. Hold on. Let me pull this. NFL sack. I'm going to go through just the full list of them, because I know we have a graphic of it, but Myles Garrett, Harold Landry, Carl Granderson, all tied for first in sack production. Tied for 4th, you see on your screen, Brian Burns, Jonah Labubu, as I like to call him, and Byron Young. At 7th, you have Rashawn Gary of the Packers with 2.5. At 8th, tied for 8th, you have a bunch of names. I'm just going to rip through them all. Calais Campbell, Daniil Hunter, Javon Hargrave, Trey Hendrickson, Bradley Chubb, Drew Tranquil, Justin Stranad, Dorrance Armstrong, Ndami Matabuke, Nick Bosa, Milton Williams, Diane Henley, Will McDonald, Devontae Wyatt, and Will Anderson Jr. And then, tied for 23rd, you have Cam Jordan, Levon Chason, Micah Parsons, Kayvon Thibodeau, Zach Harrison, Brandon Dorless, all with 1.5. So fun fact, Micah Parsons and Cam Jordan have the same amount of sacks. Fun fact, even more fun fact, Carl Granderson leads the NFL in sack production and is second in pressures this year. I think that's actually not the craziest take to say. If he is playing at this rate and he continues this level of production, then yeah, he will be in the upper echelon of pass rushers. So I think it's something that definitely could happen. We'll see, obviously, what does end up happening, but Carl Granderson, I think, could have a really, really big year. Now, I want you to get in the comment section. Shout out your CFB team. We're filming this on Thursday. My Arkansas Razorbacks take on the Memphis Tigers. It's a little bit of a personal game, though. My little brother, Brendan Lewis, he's the quarterback of Memphis. He was the quarterback in high school at Melissa High School for the Cardinals. My little brother was his center, so it's kind of a personal game. It's a little bit fun to see a guy that I know personally taking on my college football team as a quarterback. So I want to hear from you. What's your CFB team? Are you Tulane? Are you LSU? Are you a FSU fan? Are you a Georgia fan? Are you a, I don't know. Am I missing any other crazy schools? God forbid you're an Auburn fan. Don't even think about being an Auburn fan, huh?
Go Tigers.
Yeah, I mean, obviously LSU. Lopez is an LSU guy. If you are a Texas A&M fan, go ahead and delete your channel and never come and watch the show again because Texas A&M is a cult, and I cannot stand that stupid school. All right, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Turn on your notifications. That way you never miss any content. We go live 3 times a week nowadays. We put out videos 2 times a day, and then on top of that, short-form content as well. So you do the math. It's a lot of content, and you don't want to miss any of it. Subscribe, turn on your notifications, and y'all stay golden. We will see you next time. God, I was trying to I had a burp coming out, and I was trying to hold it in. And Mikey, I don't know if we got the questions or not. That would be a Lopez question because he is on the ones and twos. I am no longer. Jay Malfair says, have a nice day. Good luck this weekend. Hope you lose this one and then go on a 10-game win streak. Jay, fist bump to you, brother. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for hanging out with us. I appreciate you for being cool. Appreciate you for being a homie. And I hope we also go on a 10-game win streak. That would be absolutely awesome. Mikey Taylor, we'll hit a couple of the questions that you sent in that were not featured in the mailbag. If Blake misses another field goal, can we get Charlie Smith in? Sure. But is he the better option? Like, if Blake Groupie beat Charlie Smith in a kicker battle.
How bad could Charlie Smith be?
Yeah, like, Charlie Smith was severely inconsistent in the summer. He was not nailing a lot of his kicks at practice. And that, in my opinion, is ultimately why Charlie Smith lost the kicker battle. He has a hell of a leg. The dude can kick the ball far as hell. But he isn't accurate and consistent enough to trot out there right here, right now. And as bad as it sounds, right now, I think your best option is Blake Groupie just figuring it the fuck out. Figure it out. Stop missing field goals, man. It's just
lock in.
So frustrating. So frustrating.
Watch Brandon Aubrey too.
Yeah, go watch Brandon Aubrey highlights or Cam Little highlights. I don't know, man, but it's frustrating. All right, we're gonna hop on out of here. Actually, we have a couple beers. We have a beer to finish. We have a beer.
I think I also have to do one more.
You need one more?
I have to go piss.
Okay.
So I'm going to go do that.
So Lopez is going to pop off the screen. Can you throw up the CFB one? So what we're going to do is Lopez is going to use the restroom. We are a $9 super chat away from getting to 100 total on a Thursday, which would be awesome. If we get that, I will chug this beer right here, right now. If not, then I'll just drink it whenever I get off the show. How has everyone become Saints fans? For me, my first football game I ever watched was Super Bowl Saints vs. Colts. My cousin rooted for the Colts, and I rooted for the Saints. Dodie, I became a Saints fan when I was dude, I don't even know how old I was. I was a kid. It was I got my first Madden game when I was like 5. I think I got my first Madden when I was 5. And so that would have been so I became a Saints fan, around 2005, 2006, right around then, because I was in kindergarten around then. I'm 27 years old for what it's worth, or 26 years old for what it's worth, 27 in December. And I grew up in Dallas, hated the Cowboys, wanted nothing to do with those losers. And I got my first Madden game. I fell in love. First of all, I loved the Saints and the Dolphins colors and like their jerseys and uniforms. So I would always do the Super Bowl matchup, Saints versus Dolphins. And then obviously they got Drew Brees and had crazy run there. And obviously they go and win a Super Bowl. I was in 4th or 5th grade when that happened. So like that was one of those, oh my God, I'm young and now I'm locked in forever. And ever since then, there's been a lot of fun moments, but there's been a lot of misery. So really hoping to avoid all that. Nathan says, one of my first memories was in the Superdome when I was about 3. Been a fan ever since. That's really cool, Nathan. That's really cool. He said, did you see my comment earlier? What up, Trace? Everybody, Who Dat? I got a good deal for you, Trizzy. If Memphis beats Arkansas, I get 5 free raffle tickets in the next raffle. What do I get if Arkansas wins? What do I get? Do I get 5 free raffle tickets? Because I'm not allowed to enter the raffle. Nathan, for what it's worth, still trying to figure out what the raffle is. We may not be doing a giveaway this week. We may just be having a good time and throwing down drinks and partying it up. Just trying to figure that out. We might be giving away something, but I'll tell you what, man. If that happens, then we can have a conversation about it. One of my first memories was in the Superdome. That's really neat, dude. It's so neat. Keith says, damn, Doty, I was 28 years that old that year. That's wild. Doty is 25. I'm 26. That's crazy. Keith Goodman says, I became a Saints fan during the brown bag games. I became a Saints, Mr. GQ. I became a Saints fan in 04-05 Aaron Brooks years. I hope Charlie can get better accuracy. Raquan, I agree. I'm a huge fan of Charlie Smith, the Irishman. He's an International Pathway Program guy. Really, really fun story. Really fun story. It's impossible to not root for Chuck. I'm rooting for the Irishman. I want him to get more consistent. I want him to be better because I think that he does have a bright future kicking footballs. Just got to get consistent. Just got to lock things in. Who Dat? Y'all think Packers going to the Super Bowl from Doty? I think it's probably going to happen. All righty. Lopez is back. We did not. I'm going to set a 60-second time or 2-minute timer. If we get to $100 in 2 minutes, we are a $10 super chat away. And, that's awesome. If not, then we consider today a loss, and the Saints may not score a point. Do what you want. Just kidding. The Saints will not. They will score points. Actually, to be honest, I can't confidently say that. You have 90 seconds to help us get to $100 in super chats in total. We're 9 away, and then we're going to sign off. Lopez is. I'll give you 3. I'll give you a few minutes afterwards to finish it, but we better start drinking, boys. We better start drinking. It's the weekend. The weekend is here.
I got a case of beer at home with my name on it.
Send a $10 super chat if you're ready to party. Send a $10 super chat if you're ready for the weekend and if you want to have a blast. What up? Hi, I'm Rod, and I like to party. Kevin, I know for a fact you don't party. No, let me get one thing straight. I'm the only one who parties. I'm the only one who parties. All right, let's party. If anyone can name the movie, I'll give you a high five. Or I'll give you a beers cheers. You can name the movie. I always liked the Packers. My little brother was a Packers fan, but is a Dallas fan nowadays. Dang, he switched from Packers to Cowboys. I feel like you should go Cowboys to Packers. That's crazy. Mikey Taylor, we're $5 away from 100 on a Thursday.
I'll answer that question right now. I'll trade for Joe Burrow if the Bengals want 4 first-round picks.
Dude, if the Bengals wanted to give up Joe Burrow, fuck yes, I am going to do that. If they are like, Saints, he is yours, name the price. Name it, I'm paying it, and I'm getting Joey B. I don't know how you could possibly ever not want to fucking have Joe Burrow. I understand he has injuries.
I think most of that's the offensive line. If
yeah.
Keep him upright, he's pretty
I'm going to keep it real with you. Their O-line stinks. And it's not like ours is amazing, but better than that.
But ours doesn't have to go up against Myles Garrett and TJ Watt twice a year.
Huh?
Ours doesn't have to go up against Myles Garrett and TJ Watt twice a year.
No, we don't have to do that.
We
Miles
only
Garrett.
have to worry about Carolina.
Yeah, we name one Panthers pass rusher because I can't.
Derek Brown, about it.
Okay, you're better than I am. I forgot Derek Brown was out there. And then you have Jalen Walker, JPJ in Atlanta, but they're still a dumpster fire.
Rookies.
Yeah. There you go.
Buccaneers.
Yes, the answer is yes. Mikey, I would. All righty. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All righty. We're going to hop on out of here. Mikey, Doty, Keith, Zach, every single one of you who's hung out with us today. Nathan.
Oh, Isaiah's here now.
Isaiah just tuned in. Damn, Isaiah. Damn, bro. We're about to sign off. Isaiah, I hope you have a wonderful weekend, brother. Take care of the baby for me. Hope you have a great day. You're a legend, and I love you, and you're my dog.
It was a good show, Isaiah.
It was a good show. Isaiah, not to put salt in the wound, but it was a really good show. CTM, Jason, Yahir, Queen Courtney, DeMar, Mikey, Curtis, Rhett. Thank you guys so much, and y'all have a wonderful day. Content coming out here in just a few minutes. Content coming out tomorrow. Content coming out Saturday. Watch Party Sunday. This has been Saints Now by Chat Sports. We are ready for week 3, and I hope you are too. Y'all stay golden. We'll see you live on Sunday.